There's a drum in the distance, there's a drum right here. There's a drum in the distance, there's a drum right here.
Hey, Mark Shepard here for the Better Man Project, and today I just wanted to share a couple of little thoughts from a conversation I had with one of my best buds, one of my best friends, and it's about friendship, it's about male friendship, it's about the fact that men have not really been socialized to express feelings in a way that is sustainable. I think that's the way I want to say it. And so it's kind of a non-linear thing, so I'm going to jump right in here. My friend Mike was telling me about an interview with Jerry Seinfeld and Howard Stern. And Jerry Seinfeld was talking about his friend. He's got this one friend. He's like the one guy that you can just say anything to. The one guy that you know is not going to repeat your story to anybody. That one guy that you can just let fly any word that you would never use around women. Any thoughts or ideas that you don't think are acceptable, even consciously or unconsciously, to women or to your parents or to polite society or at church or at work. You know, that guy that you can just go, you know what? You can just blah, right? So if you don't have that friend, it doesn't mean you start chasing after that friend, but I want you to take away something, particularly you shy guys who have trouble even looking at a woman. When you are wanting something so much or chasing after something, it kind of pushes it away. Neediness is never attractive, and it certainly isn't attractive in your dude friends, right? You don't need a friend like this, but if you find a guy who you kind of click with like this, like my friendship with Michael Guerin, my best friend, has literally taken 10 years to develop to the stage, right? A very, very, very long-term friendship I have with Gene Moore, who plays electric guitar, and Joe Monona, who does all my arranging on all my CDs. I can say anything to those guys. I've known them for 20 freaking years, maybe 30 years in Gene Moore's case. Actually, 1982, he played on my very first album, my LP, Songs Through a Window, which I can't listen to right now anymore because it's so bad. But he wasn't bad. It's just I was bad. I've improved. But those friends, when I was divorced after my first marriage split up, the only friend I got in that marriage was my friend Gene Moore, who I had before the marriage. You know, there's an old kind of rude saying, bros before hoes. And essentially there is a kind of a love between men, a brotherhood. And I'm talking straight heterosexuals here, you know, and this may be, you know, how we get over our homophobia as hetero guys, is to realize that when you're in the foxhole with somebody in life and they've got your back and you've got their back, that's a deep bond that goes beyond anything that is remotely romantic or sexual or physical. It's just a heart bond, you know? So the whole point of today is, if you have that friend, fucking cherish him, right? If you don't have that friend, don't go searching for him, but when you're out there in the trenches and you see someone who's kind of cool and whose company you enjoy and who's got your back, invest a little bit, see if he's worthy, and you have to show yourself worthy. And this doesn't happen instantly. This is a long-term thing, but the more you kind of take that attitude to everything in life, that, you know what, I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know what my learning curve is in the cryptocurrencies, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to get my music out to an audience where I can actually be supported financially by my music being out to an audience, and who knows what shape or form that'll have. But you know what? I'm not giving up. I'm just keeping at it. And if you find someone on your journey who's kind of doing a similar journey, and you can collaborate without getting in each other's way or into each other's business or becoming business partners or clouding the relationship in any way, but if you can be honest with each other, if you can hang in with each other, that's a good guy to have. That's a good guy to have on your team. And you need to start thinking about that. And in some areas you're going to lead, and in some areas they will lead. And that's really good too. You want to be able, like in financial stuff, Michael Guerin, I mean, I I look to him for advice, and I check things by him if I'm not sure, if I'm learning something new. But at the same time, he does the same for me. So we're teamed up in the cryptos. You don't hear from him every day, but you actually do, because I hear from him every day, and we have conversations about cryptos, and we turn each other on to different kinds of things to think about. And I was saying Dash, and today he was like, Mark, you were so right about Dash, and we both switched our payouts at Genesis Mining from Bitcoin to Dash, and that's a good thing for you to do. Google it. It'll come up on my channel, but that's a whole other question for a different project. But the whole point is the projects interweave. My music and the Better Man Project and my Morning Cryptos and my Crypto Cranker's Guide to the Universe and my Life and Song Project and my Sound Healing Hypnosis, those are all the same thing. And my buddy Mike gets that. I don't have to explain that shit to him because he's been with me on this journey. And he does internet marketing, and he does website design, and he does a whole bunch of other things as well. So we are multiply talented people. Same with Joe Monona, same with Gene Moore. Gene Moore is a photographer, makes his living as a professional photographer, one of the best electric guitar players, I think, in the history of the world, although he would never admit that. Joe Monona, multiple talented guy, also a photographer, speaks like 4 languages, maybe 5. He's well read, he's literate, he can arrange a symphony, or he can improvise jazz on the spot. He can play a huge pipe organ or an accordion or a tuba or a trombone or a guitar. He's brilliant, he's a genius. But where can he truly be himself with his friend, right? And again, this is a long-term thing. I've been making music with Joe Monona since, I think, 1999 or 2000. And before that, I was making music with Gene Moore since, I think it was 1982, as I mentioned. And Michael Guerin's been with me since 2007. And we knew each other before that. I actually helped him overcome his anxiety about using the phone. And, in that process, you get to know somebody, and you know that you don't have to call them every day. You don't have to text them every day, but you know they're there for you, and you know that they accept you as you are, and they know you're not perfect, and they don't give a shit about your imperfections. They care about you. So that's it for today. Find a dude who can be your wingman, who's got your back, and that puts women into perspective. And women are lovely. Women are awesome. I adore women. I totally and completely adore my girlfriend. And it took a long road of trial and error and dating lots of different women and going through lots of failed relationships. And you know what? Who has been there the whole time through every woman that I've ever seen? Gene Moore, Joe Monona, and Michael Guerin. Those are my 3 best buds. I have some younger buds who, if they can prove themselves in the long term, might enter that realm. But not everybody gets in that door. And that's the attitude I want you to have in everything. That if you work with clients, not every client gets in the door. You have layers and levels of standards that people have to step up to. They have to up their game to be with you. And you want to find a guy who ups his game to be with you, and who forces you to up your game to hang with him. And so you each help each other, and you push each other, and you hold each other accountable, and you challenge each other, and you laugh your ass off with each other, and you say shit that you can't say anywhere else. And that, my friend, is the better man and the better friend. And today, it's a better end for this video. Thanks so much. If you like this, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, share this with someone. And if you like music, check out my new CD, The Key to Your Cage. It applies to what you're doing as a man, and there's some songs there, particularly Rain, that you might want to check out, that were inspired by one of my mentors, who's only about 30 years younger than me, but who I learned shit from. And what else? If you're into making more money, if you'd like to have a better bank account, or better yet, a better profit and loss statement in your mind, in your heart, in your wallet, check out my Morning Cryptos. And that's it for today. My name is Mark Shepard, over and out for the Better Man Project. This is episode number 13. I will see you in the next one. Have a great Thanksgiving if you're watching this immediately. If you're watching this at some other time, have a great whatever next holiday's coming up. And remember to breathe, eat some good food, move your body, do the things you know you need to do to take care of you today. Fill up that reservoir so that then you can change the world. All right? That's it. Over and out. Start the music.
There's a drum in the distance, there's a drum right here. There's a drum in the distance, there's a drum right here.